Hello, welcome to week 2 of the bar class. My name's Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is bars and bells. Those bars are on the wall, the bells are on the floor behind us. So with your body weight and with your light weight, or maybe a heavy weight, let's get working on that full body strength routine and some lower body mobility. Lauren will start with that foot warm up. From there, we'll split, we'll plank, and we'll press those kettlebells overhead, or maybe you just hold them in space if that is where you're at today. Take it away, Lauren.
Either in space or with the balance aid at your side. Let's get first to the ball of one of our feet. And our knee is pointing forward, our ankle's in line, and our standing leg hip is forward. And then we'll come to our double rise and we'll just land back down on that foot. And the knee and the ankle are in line and the standing leg hip is pushing forward, and then we're double up. And let's just do that again, but this time when we land, we're gonna bend the knee, sending the knee towards over the toes, sitting the hips back, and then press ourselves through fully, double up, a land, and then a knee bend towards over the toes, press through to tall, double up. This time, let's just try to find that two-legged tall balance here. And if it's easy, maybe change your gaze looking around the room. And if it's hard, just try to stick it with nice straight legs, and then control the landing. Then bend the knees again. And now let's stay the same height and peel one heel up off the floor and then put it down. And peel the other heel up off the floor and put it down. And then peel both heels up off the floor and put one heel down and up and the other heel down and double up. And then we'll try to press out of this hold and then control the down again on nice straight legs. Give that a little shake and wiggle. And after those feet, we have one more thing to do with our feet. I changed my mind. I want to just practice pointing that foot. So let's take a foot to the front. First, start in a pointed foot. Then let's pull the toes towards the nose and then the ankle. And then the ankle is going to lead to point and then finish with the toes. Let's do that one more time here. Toes come up and then ankle points and finish with the toes. Let's keep that leg pointed, turn the leg open and send it to the side, hips staying forward, and repeat here, toes up, ankle point, toes point, toes up, ankle points, toes point. Turn the leg in, start flexing the foot as it returns nice and straight underneath, and quickly repeat on the other side. Transfer weight, point to the front. From here, toes lead first, and then our ankle flexes. Our ankle points, our toes point. Toes, ankle, toes. Turn the leg open, inseam forward, send it to the side, keeping the hips forward, tall in the standing leg. One more time, the toes come up first, and then the ankle flexes. The ankle points, the toes finish. Toes, ankle, toes. Turn the leg in as it comes underneath, flex that foot, grow tall. Give that a little shake. We'll hold our kettlebell in our rack position just to think about how it feels today and if we're ready to press it or if we're just gonna hold it. Let's do that now. So we use our hinge, both hips go back, grip our bell, bring it up to that rack position. In this rack position, let's squeeze our butt cheeks, brace our abs, drive our pinkies towards the ceiling. Retracted shoulders, engage those lats. Breathe and hold for 4, 3, 2 hands, tight to the body. Put it down, up without. Same thing, other side. Hip hinge, pull, grip, through to that rack. Again, retracted shoulders, lats engaged, pinkies towards the ceiling, core braced. Breathe, think about pressing it, 3, 2 hands, tight to the body, park. We'll come back to that bell in a second, but first.
We'll forward fold, getting to the floor, and then a little bit of a splits to warm up those hips yet again. With the shoulder blades in retraction, start with a light chin tuck, and then that rounding or flexing shape through the upper back, ribs towards the hips or towards those knees. And maybe we need to bend those knees for no particular reason, but maybe we need to make a little bit more room. And then from there, let's just get onto the ground and then slowly, calmly get into our splits position. So sit nice and tall with narrow feet to start. And as that first priority, are we in the cow or anterior hip tip? Then with a single leg, lift up a hair and open to where it feels comfortable to get towards that split. And then same thing, other side, lift and open. Doesn't need to be so far, at least not yet. From this position, let's do that dorsiflex or foot to shin shape. And from here, let's add a rotation to look over the knee, then a torso turn next, and then our hinging shape, staying nice and long and feeling that tension on those backs of bodies or those hamstrings. Then return to a tall position, head middle, torso middle, and repeat the other side. Head rotation first at the neck, then the torso to follow, and long. Think that nice long spine, heavy tension through both of these legs. Back up to tall, head middle, body middle, and then just maybe one more time, enjoy a nice safe but juicy stretch on those adductors through the middle. Maybe again, we're at a room today for no particular reason. And breathe and breathe and breathe. And maybe a pancake isn't quite on the menu for us today. We can work on that progression as we go. Let's finish out nice and tall, and Lauren has one more core prep movement to utilize when we press.
Oh, so we'll flip ourselves over and we'll get ourselves to our plank here. So whether it's from your knees or from your toes, let's assume that plank position. Hands under shoulders, shoulders, head, butt in the same line. Now, create some tension by squeezing your cheeks, pulling the floor together underneath of you, bracing your abs and breathing, and hold for 4. Thinking about pressing our kettlebell from this strong foundation, and then relax. We'll lift those hips, and whether we come up in our fold or our hinge, let's be decisive and pick one. So take your time as you either fold or hinge yourself back up to tall. We'll get into our first round of presses here today of 5 sets. And that first set, let's get back to the number 2. So 2 presses in a row on that first side. Use your hinge to pick up that bell. And up 1, pull down, up 2, pull down, 2 hands on, place it down, stand up without it. Same thing other side. Hinge, pick up to rack. Up 1, pull down, up 2, pull down, 2 hands, place it down to park.
Nice. So be laddering those pressing reps, maybe 2, 3s, and ultimately to 5, and intermixing those presses with our pliés and mobility drills. Lauren already had our knees over toes in that parallel position. So let's take a leg to the front and do our turnout from the femur on the hip, and then alternate the other side, same thing. We're in that slight first position, we're turned out in a V. From here, let's go knees over toes. Keeping the upper body upright, stacked over the hips, extend those hips forward, stretching or straightening through the knees, and cramping those lateral bumps. Repeat again on flat feet, knees over toes, creating that nice diamond shape, and using your glutes, push through. Repeating the third, but this time flat feet as low as you can go in a safe capacity, and then let the heels come up a little bit to get lower, pushing those middle ankle bones forward. Then connect heels first, finish with the hips, and let's just try a nice little 2-foot rise in the first position here, and adding the test or the challenge of rotating left and right. Return heels to the floor and rest. But before we rest or alternate to the press, let's open up to the wider stance. 2 flat foot variations here of pulling ourselves low, knees over toes, maybe get those pants stretched out a little bit, and pushing the hips through, finishing tall. Repeating again, pulling our energy down and pressing that energy away. And for the third one, let's pull ourselves to flat feet. One at a time, lift a heel for 3 seconds. Place that down. Do the same thing on the other side. Place it down, dream or think about getting lower. And for one more time, being careful on those adductors, flat foot, other time, same thing. Flat foot and drive through to tall. And let's try that extra balance here. After those mobility drills, we'll finish each pose with a balance, return with control, push one way, go the other, shake it out, back to Lauren, or back to your bell.
So back to the bells here for set number 2. Let's add a rep and get to the number 3 as long as you feel good and comfortable with this weight and that amount of presses. Using your hinge to pick it up, zip, and up 1, pull down, up 2, pull down, up 3, pull down, return to the floor, up without, take a second, and repeat on the other side. Hinge grip, pull to rack. 1, pull down. 2, down, up. 3. We have that strong foundation from that plank warm up. Bell goes down with control. You stand up.
Alternating, nice, and alternating those hard skills with kettlebell with these soft skills of movement right here. So let's return to that turned out position, that V stance, and this time on a single leg, let's plie or squat and reach the other leg out to the front. It's very light, you don't have to lift it, but it's like you could. Heavy on the standing and very light on the leg out front. And push your hip through, finish tall. Same idea out to the side. So it's a single leg squat, plie with the leg out to the side. Test yourself or use that bar. That's why we're here. Same thing to the back, single leg, reach out the back. If you lift, inspire that leg out the back to remain turned out and through to tall. Let's just repeat that one more time to the side. Out to the side, staying stacked over the frame of the hips. Pretend to lift or in fact lift, arms where you wish, then finish tall. Let's find our single leg balance and then perhaps right away, flat feet. Or push the hip forward, extending the hip over top of those metacarpals, those feet tarsals, those feet bones down there. Hold for a second longer and always return with control and a shake wiggle. We'll be switching sides and repeating the same thing then on the other side. Plie position, single leg, squat or ankle bend on that knee, and then push through and finish tall. For out to the side for just a second longer, pretend or in fact lift that leg, very active but quiet core, and returning to the back. The knee out the back is straight. I'm saying that to you and me, because I know my knee is likely to bend. And repeating it one more time to the side, breathing, bracing, pulling under, finding the ankle at that coup de pied position. The hips push forward. We find that balance rise on the metatarsals, those balls of your feet or feets, not sure. And then return, finishing nice and tall. Whew. Shake that out. Set number 3, Lauren, what's in store?
So this is our big set where our previous 2 sets total this set. So 2 + 3 = 5. We'll try for 5 presses here. Again, as long as it's good for you. If not, pick 2 or 3. Here we go. First side, hinge to pick up. Keep our breath as we go up, inhale down. Off arm has tension. Our butts are nice and squeezed. There's a nice tight launch pad here for 2. And 1 more press there. Good. And then when you're done, it returns to the floor. Always take that stand up and shake out in between sides. Same thing, second arm. Hinge grip. Pull to rack. Up 1. Pull down. Up 2. Pull down. We're trying to get that full overhead position each time and always returning to that rack and trying not to bounce out of that rack position, but to strongly press out. Return it to the floor. Up without. Whew.
Sweet. Well, let's circle that leg. First on straight legs, or circle the hip with the leg rather. So straight legs for the first time, and then that little variation with our bend. So take that outside leg to the front, stiff or straight on the knee. Add a little turn in variation, so that femur turning in on the hip, and then turn it out. Utilize that turn out to take it to the side. Repeat again, internally rotate, cramp with those bum muscles, and using our big butt cheeks, those powerful ones, turn it out to the back. Keep the turn out in this practice as we take it to the back, and then brush the heel forward, and let's go all the way forward, pointing those toes. Now send the energy in the hip forward as the leg goes back, and then open from the back to the side, and the side to the front, and hips forward, leg under. This time, let's bend that inside leg. With the assistance of the bar or challenge yourself without, utilize that turnout shape to take it from the front to the side and then all the way to the back. And then hips forward, heels together, reach all the way out front. Then when the heels touch going back, time it so that inside knee bends, and then utilize the turnout from the side, all the way back to the front. Hip forward, find the ankle, and then right here, just find that retire or passe position here, whatever you want to call it, at the knee. Hold, breathe, hips level, and then finish tall with control. Same variation on the other side. Shake it out. This cathartic side could help too. So with a straight leg, it reaches out front. We're turned out currently, but let's turn in, feel that difference, and then utilize that turnout shape to take it further towards the side. Same difference here. Let's turn in, turn out. Utilize the turnout here, safely stretch that knee as it reaches to the back. The heel brushes forward, finishing with our tendu point. Then the hips go forward as that leg reaches to the back. Turn out from the hip, from the back to the side, and then further to the front, and then hip forward, leg under. Now on a bent leg, test yourself without that balance. We're stacked on top of that bent knee. We're turning out in the hip as allowed and straightening through the knee. As we stand up, that heel brushes all the way through the front point, and then the heels touch, time it so that knee bends on the other side, and then open it from the side, further onto the front, hip forward, leg under, climb the leg, knee point side, toes point ground. Hips are not hiked, so we're nice and level, very active on that standing leg. I think I see Lauren itching to get on those balls of feet, so take your time, but yeah, that's coming up. That's coming up.
Making sure I'm shifted forward there.
Good cues.
All right. So now set number 4 and 5 are a bit up to you. Do you want to keep the number 5 and add those reps, or go back down to 3 and then 2? The choice is yours, so put that choice up there. And what are you going to do?
5.
I'm going to also do 5. So let's get that 4th set out here. Pick it up, pull it, zip it, and 1. Anywhere from 1 to 5 reps here. Keep it tight. Keep it strong. Keep that off arm helping you. That was 4. Is that 5?
That's my 5.
And then 2 hands, park bell. Pretty sure it's 4.
I think so too.
Whew. Take your time. Take the breath. Repeat on the other side. Feet rooted. Hinge to pick up to brace. Up. 1. Inhale down. Up. 2. Inhale down. Up. 3. 4. And last one. 5. And then with those 2 hands again, place them down softly. Stand up without. Move away.
Move away. Just a couple more lower body moves and just that one more ultimate move set with our kettlebell. But from here, let's channel that fondue exercise, knees bending together and straightening together. So pull up the outside leg, and as we do, bend that inside knee. Then as both legs stretch, let's reach the other leg out front, fully straight, stiff on both knees. Then do the knee bend together, and then reach that out to the side. Find the back of the ankle, and as we stretch the knee this time, it reaches to the back, keeping the hips and the heart forward. Then do our knee bend, and reach it out to the side, and once you're fully straight, could we find that demi or balance point? One more time, finding it on the rise, so knees bend together, and then press through rise. Control the landing together, and press through rise, hold. Find the back of the knee, and then stretch it out there. And one more time to the side, hold it. Find that passe or knee position with or without that bar. Let's hold. Hold that frame. Hold the balance, and then know when it's time to say, whew, it's a lot of work, and shake it out.
It's a lot of weight.
Muscle cramps, those are okay, but making sure you can breathe through them, recover, and maybe get those ankles a little floppy fish. Make sure we can stay safe and loose after that. So as you draw up that outside leg, the inside leg bends, and we stiffen or straighten together. Then the knees bend together and reach to the side, stretched. The back of the ankle, reach out the back. Mine's not that high, doesn't have to, but no matter what movement it does, be inspired to move from those hips. You got it, Lauren. Now finding that demi rise. And now we're going to find that ankle and rise and hold. And then find that calm landing and stretch and hold. The back of the ankle, the full stretch out the back. One more time to the side, into that passe. Hold, breathe, ribs over hips. Challenge yourself. 1 second more perhaps, and back down. Shake it. Ultimate set of bells. Lauren, what's your number?
Sorry, my calves are still recovering there. What a load to take. I'm going to do one more set of 5.
Cool.
You?
Me too.
Okay. So number 1 has to look like number 5. So if it can't, do less reps. First side, use your hinge. Pick it up. Up. 1. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bell comes down, places nicely on the floor. Hop without. Excellent. Shake and wiggle. Second side hip hinge. Grip, pull. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 5. Nice. Places down.
And bells off to the side.
Bells off to the side.
For one more move, specializing in those center-inspired movements from our ballet practice. And can I go?
Oh yeah, please. I was happy you moved my
Okay.
kettlebell for me.
So some days it's time to increase that load. Other days you're developing other things. It's just nice to participate and groove the pattern. Choose your own adventure. Thank you for being us with the bells. And here's our last move in series with those legs. In the open space, or with a chair or a bar in front of you for those extra balance aids, let's get our 2 squat. Feet, knees, hips, all doing the same thing. Then we're gonna break that rule and have the other leg go to the front. So with the straight leg out front, open it to the side, and now stretch your hip over that standing leg. Be very light, and increase that turnout as allowed. Now on that bent knee, sit or squat, reach it from the side to the front, leave it there, and stand up nice and tall. Repeat that one more time with a knee over toe, open to the side, stretch the hip, and perhaps lift. But if it lifts, the core is active and the hips are stable, it's the leg that's doing the move. Leg down, utilize that leg bend, take it to the front, and this time, hip energy forward, hips and legs on stacked or on top of one another. Same thing other side then, of a knee bend over toe. Reach the other leg to the front. Open it from the front to the side. Push your hip over the standing leg. The tendency is to lean that way, lean that millimeter towards the stacked body shape, pretending to lift. Now do our knee bend. Reach it from the side to the front. The hip goes forward as we aim to lift this leg just a hair, test that water a little bit. And for the final one, it goes from the front, circling out to the side. We stretch the hip, safely trying to increase that turnout and lift. And one more time, knee bend from the side to the front, push through and pull under. Pulling the audience quickly, because we're gonna do it quickly. We're pulling this audience. Should we add on to that?
If you have to add on, go ahead.
All right, let's add on to that, inclusive of little lift-offs from front to side position. So we're back to our 2-foot squat plie. Take the original leg, that was my left, to the front, and open it and lift it from the front to the side. Now stretch our hip nice and tall. Now add our knee bend, and again, reach over that imaginary hurdle to the front. Get tall, finish long on those knees and legs. One more time, we're gonna stay on that bent leg though the whole time as it goes up and over to the side. And then same thing, on the bent leg, up and over to front, hip energy forward, legs under. 2 last repetitions here. Finish with integrity, as Lauren mentioned, with those presses as well. So we transfer weight, a leg goes front, imaginary hurdle, the hip is low as the leg goes high, creating stability, and we'll stretch. Try to increase that turnout and go from the side all the way back to the front. Leave it there as we stretch that standing leg again. And for the final one, knee over toe, reach up and over towards the side position. Stay on that bent knee and up and over. Pointed toes inclusive one last time. Hip forward, leg under. And then let's get shaken, loose, and wiggle it out and celebrate our second practice in this series here this month, this year, as we continue to work on our strength and mobility with yours truly, Ian
And Lauren.
at Bars and Bells.
Make sure you check out our website for our latest blog posts and our newsletter links, and as well, like and subscribe on YouTube. Until next time, next week, take care.
Stay strong.
And let's train soon.
See you later.
Goodbye. Oh, thank you.